Hi, Jessica Estorga here. I wanted to follow up with a few quick tips on how to make your Zoom hearing successful. Whether you're an attorney or a client, if this is your first time using Zoom, then hopefully these quick tips will help you get through the process a little quicker. Number one, if you have never signed up for a Zoom account, do it. It's free. You do not need the paid account when you're logging into somebody else's meeting. So go on to zoom.com, sign up for free, create your account, and know your password. Two, once you've signed up for Zoom, go ahead and log in. Figure out what it's like to be in Zoom, even if nobody else is in there with you. Figure out what the different buttons are, play around, figure out what the mute button is and how to adjust your video. The actual website for Zoom has some really great videos on there, so if you're a little reluctant to just start clicking buttons, I'd encourage you to watch some of their how-to videos as well. Number three, all courts have a unique ID, meeting ID and password to log into their hearings. Make sure you have that. Make sure it's written down. Make sure that on the day of your hearing, you are not scrambling and looking for that, unsure as to how to get in. Once you've logged into the court hearing, understand that you're probably not going to be the only one in there. So when you log in, make sure that your video is working and that your audio is on mute. For most court hearings, the judge is automatically going to mute all participants, so you won't have to worry about that. But if for some reason you're not muted, go ahead and click on the mute button. And if you're in a docket and the judge calls your case and you're scrambling to move your mouse and unclick, know that a shortcut to make sure that you can jump in really quick and say, "Hey judge, I'm here," is by just pushing the space bar button, and that will temporarily unmute you. For attorneys specifically, in advance of getting ready for these hearings, make sure that you have all of your documents, your exhibits, your petitions, whatever it is, uploaded and ready to be shared with the judge. Most judges are going to ask, well, I guess it depends on your jurisdiction, but some judges are going to ask for them to be sent in advance. Even your evidence, I know that's the rule right now here in Bexar County, to send those by noon the day before. But if that is not the requirement, you want to be able to easily access your PDF documents. And what I'd suggest doing is scanning all of your evidence in beforehand that's been pre-marked, or pre-marking it in PDF and having those different documents saved in a folder labeled evidence, so you can easily pull that up and go through that. And that will be a whole different session on how to easily get through sharing documents and what that looks like. But those are just a few basic tips. I think the last thing that I'll leave you with, that I have seen tons of, and I think it drives the courts crazy, is being in motion when you're coming to these hearings. You know, the judges and the courts have been really flexible about allowing these Zoom hearings and the requirements. That said, what you don't want to have is a situation where you're driving and talking or walking through your house or doing something that if you were in court you wouldn't otherwise do. So remember, you are in a court hearing. Make sure that you have something to stabilize either your computer or your phone, whatever device you're using to stream, and make sure that you are appropriately dressed and you are ready to be there for that amount of time. You do not want a wobbly camera. You don't want to be driving and trying to talk to the court. Be somewhere, be ready, and those are the best ways to efficiently get through a Zoom hearing.